Welcome back. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today for this explainer. You know, if you're tuning in right now, there's a really good chance you're carrying something that pretty much all of us share these days. It's this deep, lingering sense of exhaustion. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating text called The Art of Meditation, which actually gets right to the root of this modern burnout. And more importantly, it shows us how we can actually solve it. We're going to look closely at why our minds feel so incredibly heavy right now, and we'll map out a structured path to basically reclaiming our inner quiet.
Because let's be real, stress isn't always some massive, dramatic event anymore. It's just quietly become the background music of modern life. Think about it for a second. Anxiety literally follows us into our homes. It climbs right into our beds with us, and it's sitting there waiting the second we wake up. Our sleep is broken. Our minds just never, ever seem to stop running. And what happens? We're left carrying this profound cellular tiredness. The kind of tiredness that a weekend getaway or a quick holiday just can't fix anymore. It's a fatigue of the spirit. And it's hitting everyone: kids, adults, working professionals, retirees. At the end of the day, we're all essentially searching for the exact same thing: peace.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. A modern necessity. Why peace is no longer optional.
We really need to look at why our collective search for peace has fundamentally shifted in recent times. You see, earlier, meditation was just a choice. For previous generations, life naturally allowed for moments of pause, right? So meditation was just this optional pursuit for the particularly spiritual folks. But today it is an absolute necessity. The way we live now has almost violently emptied us out. We're constantly bombarded by noise and this endless, relentless stream of notifications. It leaves our minds feeling like a web browser with like 100 tabs open that you just can't manage to close. The world around us has gotten heavier, faster, and let's face it, kinda unkind. And as a direct result, our minds have absorbed that exact same heavy, unkind quality.
Author Sekshi Patel crystallizes this exact shift absolutely perfectly. She says, in today's time, meditation is no longer a choice, it has become a necessity. It hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? The modern soul is just tired. It's seeking permanent happiness, permanent peace. It's this deep restlessness, this subtle undercurrent of depression, and this nagging feeling of incompleteness that's actively driving so many people to try and find a meditative practice in the first place.
And because of this incredibly heavy environment, we naturally start asking ourselves the questions that have been lingering in the background. Things like, how do I quiet myself? How do I truly rest? How do I find calm? I mean, this is basically the internal monologue of the modern era, isn't it? We're desperately trying to figure out how to hit the mute button on a mind that's been conditioned to run at an absolute sprint 24 hours a day.
Which brings us to Section 2, the real challenge. Starting is easy, continuing is hard. Because finding a meditation practice really isn't the issue here, but actually sticking with it, that is the universal struggle.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why we hit a wall. The core issue we face today isn't a lack of access, right? Finding an app, a guide, a local studio, that's incredibly easy. But look at the sheer amount of invisible luggage we drag to the cushion with us. We are carrying stress, unaddressed sadness, the incredibly heavy weight of yesterday's regrets, and of course the constant worry of tomorrow. We're asking ourselves to just sit still, but we are so weighed down by all of this emotional baggage. Honestly, it's no wonder that sitting with ourselves for even 10 minutes feels like an impossible, agonizing task. The mind has been trained by our environment, so it just keeps running endlessly, trying to solve problems that literally don't even exist in the present moment.
And because of all that weight, we fall into a cycle that I'm sure most of us know way too well. 2 days of effort, then 3 days of avoidance. And then, poof, suddenly the practice completely slips away. Most people start, and most people stop. It's this super relatable mini story of human frustration that plays out in living rooms across the world every single day. We sit down, our endlessly running mind makes us completely uncomfortable by showing us all that baggage we just unpacked, and so we immediately retreat. We run right back into our distractions. We avoid the silence simply because the noise inside our own heads has become way too intimidating.
So, where do we go from here? Section 3, Finding Supreme Peace, the inward solution. To find a real way through this, the source text introduces us to the teachings of Babaji, who identifies our disturbed inner state as the central problem of our time.
Babaji points out something really profound. We often think the world is suffering solely because outer situations are bad, right? Like the economy, the daily news, the daily grind. But Babaji highlights that we're actually suffering because the inner state of the human being has become so profoundly disturbed.
His real solution is to turn inward through yoga and meditation to connect with what he calls Paramshanti. As we can see here, Paramshanti is the supreme peace. It is the deep, silent peace which is actually the soul's true original nature. So you aren't trying to build peace from scratch here. You are just trying to reconnect with a supreme peace that is already the fundamental essence of who you are.
And there is a deeply, deeply reassuring promise about this supreme peace. It is not far away. It isn't hiding at the top of some distant, unreachable mountain, and you don't need decades of monastic retreat just to catch a glimpse of it. It is closer than your own breath. It is immediately accessible, right here, right now, to every single one of us, regardless of how incredibly loud our minds might seem in this exact moment.
Which leads us to our final part, Section 4, the first small step, beginning the journey inward. If you are watching this explainer right now, you likely have this quiet little voice inside you insisting that there absolutely must be more peace in life than this. And I am here to confirm for you, yes, there absolutely is. So the crucial point is, how do we actually begin without needing some massive, overwhelming life overhaul? Well, the path begins with 3 incredibly simple, actionable steps. 1. Sit. 2. Close the eyes. 3. Breathe. That's it. That is the threshold. By just taking that first small step, we cut off the endless stream of outer noise. We bypass the heavy world, even if it's just for a minute. And in doing so, we finally give the tired, restless soul the space it needs to begin to remember itself. The supreme peace is waiting for you. The only question left is, will you take 10 minutes today to sit, close your eyes, and let yourself remember it?